Hello everyone, friends. We've just finished our 2 apartments at City Walk. These are 2-bedroom units. And in this video, I'll show you how they turned out, and we'll also briefly talk about the area. To be honest, when I first came to Dubai and visited City Walk, it didn't really impress me at all. I mean, I remember it clearly. We drove through downtown, that's where the Burj Khalifa and the high-rises are. And our friends told us, well, why don't you drive through City Walk? It's a great neighborhood. Well, honestly, we drove through and it was just another neighborhood, nothing special. And it was only over time that I began to understand what kind of real estate formats Dubai offers in an area like this, and I realized why City Walk is so cool. Basically, what we have here is low-rise development, these club-style houses. The architecture is actually very stylish if you take a closer look. It's just that it might not catch your eye right away. And most importantly, there are huge layouts here and a very cool infrastructure. So we're going to take a look at the apartments now. This is probably for those people who are already familiar with the area. And for those who aren't, at the end of the video, we'll walk around the neighborhood and just show you what's actually here, basically. I mean, why people choose this place. We have 2 apartments here, in Building 11A and in Building 9. Both of our apartments have 2 bedrooms and a maid's room, which is a room for the staff. If you like the apartments, they are currently on the market for sale. Feel free to reach out. I'll give you all the details on prices, layouts, and all the materials used in these apartments. If you're a broker and you have clients for these apartments, we're always open to collaboration. So just send a message. I'll send over all the info on the apartment so you can present it to your client. In my opinion, they turned out great. Let's go see everything now. Looking a bit ahead, right there in front of us is Central Park. This is a relatively new cluster by Miras, the developer that built City Walk. But conceptually, it's a completely different story. I mean, City Walk consists of these small sort of low-rise buildings with spacious layouts, and they're done really well and stylishly. If we're talking about Central Park, the buildings there are taller and the apartments are smaller. So the concept there is already completely different. Yes, and by the way, Ayan can show you the difference right now. Just take a look at what Central Park looks like. And now, Ayan, please turn the camera back around. This is what City Walk looks like. I mean, it's low-rise. And by the way, if you look closely, there aren't 2 identical buildings here. I mean, all of these buildings are designed in different styles, so to speak, with various unique details. And that really adds to the interest when you start looking closely. Anyway, let's head into the building. All right, guys, here we are inside. Here's our first apartment. In my opinion, it turned out really great. We designed it in light tones. And I remember it clearly. We were choosing this apartment in the spring. I mean, we came to buy it, and then the deal got delayed for a while because the owner still needed to move out. And I remember it like it was yesterday. We come to see the apartment, the owner is here, and her relatives have come to visit. And so I'm standing right about here, and I see this view through the greenery overlooking the pool. And they were sitting right here on the terrace. It felt as if the apartment had its very own private garden. Let's check out the view. In my opinion, it looks really great. These are very good views, especially for City Walk. I mean, when you have a view through the treetops onto the water, that's a huge selling point. And well, to be honest, it wasn't quite appropriate at the time to voice our emotions, like how much we really liked it all. But right now, it truly amazes me. By the way, as a real estate agency, we don't just do renovations and resales, we also buy properties from developers. And with our investor, the last apartment we got was in H&H. It's called the Edition Project. I might attach a brochure here somewhere. And we took an apartment there with the exact same view. A 2-bedroom on the 3rd floor with a view through the treetops to the water. So let's see how the renovation itself turned out. We basically changed everything here except the windows, and we didn't do any remodeling. The island is new. All the furniture is new, and the floors are new too, as you can see. We have 158 meters here. It's a very spacious 2-bedroom apartment. That's what City Walk gives you. As you can see, the kitchen is combined with the living room. All the appliances are brand new, and we made a new island. I don't need to remind you that we use high-end fittings. It's all Bloom. There's all new Siemens appliances. There's a dishwasher. So everything you need is already in this apartment. As you can see, it's a large terrace, but it's functional. It's really nice to spend time here. If we go to the right, there's the maid's room. We'll show it later. We've converted it into an office. Here's the living room. As you can see, it's bright and huge. I really like everything here. At the entrance, we have the first guest bathroom. We don't need to focus on it too much, but it's a bathroom that allows you to host guests comfortably, so no one will be going into your bedroom. So here's the hallway leading to the first bedroom. By the way, guys, let's film one thing. There are regulations in Dubai regarding these electrical panels. You can't change them at all. This is just how they look. So let's be honest, it's not great. Now, it's really cool to cover all this with paintings. It really helps to hide this not so pretty detail in the apartment that you just can't change. So here we have the first bedroom. It also has its own bathroom. We use travertine-style porcelain tiles. The shower is also completely redone. Everything is brand new. Here's the first bedroom with its own walk-in closet. I'll show it to you now. Again, as for the view, well, I'll never stop admiring it. It's just top-notch. It adds a lot of coziness to this apartment when through the greenery. And here you go out, you're already looking at the pool entrance. I mean, Stoyan will come over now. Here are our first steps. It even makes the shade of the water different. And here you see how there's more water, its shade changes, and overall it looks very cool. Here we have the wardrobes. We did everything standard, meaning you open the wardrobe, the light comes on. The wardrobes are made of tinted glass. Here we have many textured elements like the lighting from LED panels, or rather this LED light. So basically in the evening it'll all play very beautifully due to, well, the play of shadow and light. So here we have the master bedroom. Well, just again, city walk, right? Just look at the size. Just look at the size of this bedroom. This bedroom is the size of a living room in many two-bedroom apartments in Dubai. I mean, in terms of feel, if we're talking about that. So this is that nuance that City Walk gives you and what basically City Walk is valued for. Here we have a huge custom bed. I mean, it's over 2 meters wide. We also have a wardrobe here in this part of the room, one also with lighting, and there are wardrobes in this part of the room. These wardrobes also feature built-in lighting. Here they're made of tinted glass, which gives them a sleek and modern look. Here we decided to put wardrobes with MDF doors. We felt it would be more aesthetic, let's say. Here we have travertine inserts and also LED panels. So in the evening it's all very beautifully lit. Well, it'll add coziness. So, well, for me, the apartment is just magnificent. I'll say now, I fell in love with it when we were still choosing it, when I first came in here. And with the result, I'm also super happy. So, well, for me, everything is done cool, a very successful layout. There are actually very few of these in City Walk. I don't mean layouts, but specifically views, because such layouts here are basically all of them. There are large, spacious 2 beds, great 3 beds. 1 beds aren't small either. Here we have a freestanding bathtub. There's also a shower cabin. We have a vanity with 2 sinks. So if you have a large family, it'll help you get ready faster in the morning. Right? And let's go see the maid's room, what it basically looks like. By design of these apartments, you should have a housekeeper in your family. Accordingly, the housekeeper needs her own separate room so she doesn't bother you, so she doesn't cross paths with your family for a large amount of time. So there's a separate room for the housekeeper here, and it's even a room with a separate entrance. But a housekeeper is one of those things. Some need one, some don't, so we usually convert this room into an office because there's a window, and you'll see it all now. So, well, the space is great, really functional. Now Stoyan will come in and we'll see there's a door in the back. This is a separate entrance to the apartment. So, I mean, by the architect's design, and they really thought of everything here. Cool. The cleaner, or rather the housekeeper, has her own space here in this room and occasionally comes out into the main apartment. But you could use it as an office since it has its own private bathroom. There's a desk here, and you'll have that same view of the pool and the greenery. So for instance, if you're working late, which happens a lot with men, where you're sitting there working longer than your whole family, say they've already gone to bed, but you're still working. You won't disturb anyone here. You're not slamming doors, you have your own bathroom, and you can just work in peace. When you're done, you just head back to the family. So, friends, that's our first apartment, and it's for sale. If you're interested, send me a message and we can arrange a viewing in person. You can come and see everything for yourself and check out the materials. If you're a broker with interested clients, get in touch, and I'll be happy to share all the details on this apartment. We collaborate with everyone and are always happy to welcome new partners. All right, guys, so we've seen the first apartment. Now let's go and take a look at the second one. To be honest, City Walk reminds me a lot of how it is with music. I'm not exactly a young man anymore, let's just say. I remember the days before YouTube Music and Spotify existed. And you actually had to download albums. And sometimes your favorite band would release a new album. You download it, start listening, and think, this isn't it at all, it's not very interesting. Right. But then, since you'd already downloaded it, you keep listening, and by the third or fourth time, you'd realize the album is actually objectively great. You just had to give it a chance to grow on you, so to speak. It's the same story for me with City Walk. The more times we visited, the more we'd always find these little details and moments that you just didn't notice them before. And here, we have a better chance to see what the neighborhood actually looks like inside. This is the main boulevard. It's beautifully lit up at night, and we'll include some footage of that. So on the ground floor here, we have great retail shops, developer offices, and there's a Rolls-Royce showroom on the corner. Further on, we'll head into the retail zone to take a look. It's a whole separate cluster in this area. So for living, City Walk is a truly excellent choice, provided you have the financial means to live here. It's not the cheapest housing, I'll be honest, but then again, it shouldn't be cheap. This is high-end real estate, and it's worth the price. Anyway, friends, let's head to the next apartment. We'll check it out. And then at the end of the video, we'll focus a bit more on the neighborhood itself. Okay, friends, we're now in building 9, and we're going to see our next apartment. It's a bit larger in terms of area, and it has a bigger terrace. Let's go take a look. All right, here's our next apartment. At the entrance, as you can see, there's a small closet. So you can leave your shoes and bags here. There's a separate space. The apartment's square footage simply allows for this, and the layout is different, of course. Here we have the first guest bathroom. We won't focus on it right now. And a fairly large living room combined with the kitchen. As you can see, this apartment is in darker tones. So if you prefer these shades, then this apartment will suit you better. If you like lighter tones, the previous one was more interesting. Here's our lounge area where you can spend time with your friends. We've installed a small improvised fireplace here. In the evening, when you turn off all the lights, it looks pretty cool. And here we have the kitchen in dark tones with a separate island as well. Everything is functional. There's a dishwasher. High quality fittings throughout. We don't skimp on materials, so to speak. Let me show you the terrace right away. Here we have a different view direction, not the courtyard, but the boulevard. The terrace here is larger in terms of area. And the view we get is towards the beautiful avenue, which is lit up nicely at night, and towards the Coca-Cola arena. By the way, over in that direction is the commercial cluster, so we'll also head over there today. You just cross over and you've got restaurants, shops, everything you need. Well then, let's move on and see the bedrooms. Here's the first bedroom with its own bathroom and also a closet. So all the solutions are the same as in the previous apartments. The view here is also towards the commercial area and the terrace. Yes, and here is the next bedroom. This is the master bedroom with its own separate closet. Also with a large custom bed, it's over 2 meters wide. And a separate bathroom, where we also have a freestanding bathtub and a shower cabin. And let's go see the maid's room to see how it all looks here. Because the apartment's area is larger, about 5 meters more, the layout is slightly different. There are many utility zones where we've added closets and everything you'll basically need in daily life. Because somehow it seems like there aren't many things, but when you start unpacking, there's nowhere to put them. So there's a huge number of closets, and this makeshift office area is designed like this. So we also have a desk, a separate bathroom, and a small sofa. Well, friends, I think it's basically clear what these apartments are like. If you're interested, feel free to write. I'll explain all the details, materials, costs, and the deal process. Now, let's probably take a walk through the neighborhood itself and see what City Walk is all about. For those unfamiliar with City Walk, I think this will be useful. Well, on the right is building number 9, where the apartment we just looked at is located. And now we'll turn and drive around a bit. All right, so we're heading out, and straight ahead is the Coca-Cola arena. It's a great venue basically for hosting concerts and various events. I think it holds around 20,000 people. We're located right in the immediate vicinity of downtown and the Burj Khalifa. So literally from the Dubai Mall, Burj Khalifa, it's about a 10-minute drive here, well, without traffic. Maybe 8 to 10. Now, if you hit traffic, then, well, you know how it is. You could be stuck for 20 or 30 minutes. Now, guys, we're heading towards the commercial part of City Walk. On our right is the neighborhood called Central Park. This is also, well, the next phase of City Walk. And on the left, we'll have another phase of City Walk, the final one. The concept there will be a bit different, meaning there'll be a park area combined with water. So there'll be quite a few fountains, and that whole water theme Anyway, even the new phases, they're kind of different from the city walk that was built back in 2017, yeah, where we just were... I mean, the buildings there are a different style. They have a smaller footprint, but they're taller in height. Now on the right, Ayan will show you the Green Planet. It's an interactive zoo, quite interesting. Maybe we'll include some clips from the video, or rather from inside Green Planet itself. If you've come to Dubai with kids, for instance, and after 4 or 5 days you're getting a bit bored, then definitely visit Green Planet. You'll find it interesting and the kids will love it. By the way, we've put together a great guide for Dubai and Abu Dhabi, just covering all the best locations. We usually send it to clients if they're coming to Dubai specifically to, well, look at real estate. But since you're my viewers and essentially you've become like close friends to me, I'll also send this Dubai guide to you. Just message me on WhatsApp and I'll send it over. It includes the best spots to visit with kids, the best restaurants, and the best breakfast places. I'll send all of that to you. And well, in my opinion, it's a really useful thing. Because when you come to Dubai, it's huge, it's constantly changing, and it's very hard to decide where you want to go or what to see. So with the guide, everything will be a bit easier. Now we're about to reach the commercial part of City Walk, and I'll show you what it's like. And basically, we'll wrap it up there. I think that overall, the neighborhood is more or less clear now. All right, guys, we're approaching the commercial area now. As you can see, it starts on the right. We even have the Canadian University right here on the corner. Across the street, there's a park that's also within walking distance. And now we're going to turn around and head into the area itself, which is pedestrian only. By the way, yeah, friends, if we look to the right, you can already see the DIFC. That's the free economic zone, those high-rise buildings a bit further back. I mean, not these three on the right, but further on. This is accordingly a free economic zone under British law, where you'll find a huge number of offices for various international companies. And that's exactly where many people work who aren't entrepreneurs, but are highly skilled employees with high salaries. And people who work right in that location often rent or buy apartments in City Walk. So it suits them both in terms of location and, let's say, in terms of status. Let's say, let me show you what the parking and the overall infrastructure of the area look like so you can visualize it better. This is our underground parking. It's located under the entire territory of this commercial cluster. So a huge number of cars park here. And now let's take a look at Dubai's parking lots. Yes, guys, by the way, these are the exits from the parking lot at City Walk. As you can see, everything is done very stylishly, both in terms of colors and, well, the space is really pleasant. Well, let's go in and take a look. Yes, guys, as you can see, the commercial part of City Walk, it, well, looks really cool both inside and out. Everything is very stylishly done. And let's walk a bit further. Let's look at this small area with a fountain. And I think we'll end our video here. Basically, regarding City Walk, you'll get the general picture. If you have any questions about the apartments we've looked at, write to me. Or if you basically want to buy or sell something in Dubai, we'll be happy to help you. We're a licensed agency and work not only with the renovations you saw today, we also buy apartments from developers. We help our clients sell real estate. We also handle property management. And thank you very much for watching. And see you in the next videos.